welcome to DIY with Nancy. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to make stuffed pasta shells with ricotta and spinach. It's a very simple dish, very tasty, and I hope you stay with me to watch how to make stuffed pasta shells with ricotta and spinach step by step. For the first step, I'm going to start off by making the tomato sauce, and I have a medium-sized saucepan. I'm adding 1 cup of olive oil. To that, I'm adding 1 diced onion and 1 garlic clove. Place that into the saucepan, and I'm adding 1 teaspoon of ground pepper. I've turned on the stove to medium heat, and I'm quickly sauteing the onions for about a minute before I add the tomato sauce. Now I don't want my onions to brown, so I've had it sauteing for about a minute, and now I'm going to add a homemade tomato sauce. And this jar has about the measurement of 4 cups. And I've just placed it into a measuring cup so you can see that it's about 4 cups of tomato sauce. So I'm adding 2 of these. So it has, let me see here, 4 cups. There you go. So what I did is I poured the tomato sauce from the jar into the measuring cup. So I'm placing that into the saucepan, and I'm going to add 2 of these. So that's 8 cups of tomato sauce. And here's the second one. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I have the stove on a low to medium heat. I'm going to just give it a quick stir and let it sit and cook for about 1 hour until the tomato sauce is thickened. I've had the sauce cooking for about 1 hour. It's now thickened, and as you can see, it's ready. So I'm going to turn off the stove and set it aside. For the next step, I have a medium-sized saucepan, and then I have water boiling. I added 1 teaspoon of salt, and I have baby spinach here, which I've thoroughly washed. I have about 240 grams, which I'm going to be placing into the saucepan and let it come to a boil. Once the water comes back to a boil, I'm going to let the spinach cook for another 3 to 4 minutes. Once the spinach is cooked, I'm setting it aside and placing it on a strainer with a bowl underneath to let the water drain. Here you can see the water at the bottom of the boil. Now you can easily use a cheesecloth to drain the excess water from the spinach as well. Next, I'm chopping up the spinach into smaller pieces. Once I have the spinach chopped up, I'm placing it into a medium-sized bowl. Next, I have here 680 grams of fresh ricotta cheese. Placed it in the fridge for about 8 hours and placed it in a strainer to remove the excess water from the ricotta. Next, I'm adding the ricotta cheese to the spinach. To that, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. And to that, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. I'm simply stirring up together the ricotta with the spinach and the Parmigiano Reggiano. Make sure it's all well combined before I stuff the pasta shells. Next, we're ready to get our pasta shells boiling. And here is a bag of pasta shells. This is what they look like just before they go into the water. And I'll be using a whole bag of 500 grams. Next, I'm going to add some salt to my pasta water. Place my pasta into the boiling water. I'm going to let the pasta cook for about 5 minutes, which will make the pasta shells al dente. They won't be completely cooked, but the balance of the cooking will be done in the oven. Okay, the pasta is ready and al dente, and here's a shell. That's where we're going to be stuffing the spinach and the ricotta. Next, I'm going to simply drain the water from the pasta and get ready to stuff our pasta shells. Okay, so this is where I assemble all the pasta shells. I'm starting off here with a tray. Here I have the pasta shells, the ricotta filling with the spinach, and of course the tomato sauce. To start, I'm going to place some tomato sauce at the bottom of the tray. I'm going to make sure that the tray is fully covered with tomato sauce. It's time to stuff the pasta shells. I'm taking the ricotta and spinach filling with a spoon and placing it into the shell and making sure it's nicely tucked in. Here's the first stuffed pasta shell. Once it's done, place it onto the tray on the tomato sauce and on to the next one. Here's my first tray, one of two. I'm going to simply drizzle some tomato sauce on top, just as I'm doing here. Next, to top it off, I'm shredding some mozzarella cheese onto the shells. I'll be shredding about 2 cups of mozzarella. Here's the last step. 3 tablespoons of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and I have it freshly grated, and I'm drizzling it onto the shells. I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees. I'm going to cover the pasta shells with foil paper, and I'm going to cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes. The pasta shells are out of the oven. They're in the oven for about 20 minutes, and now cutting into it so you can see what the inside looks like. So delicious. Can't wait to have dinner. Okay everyone, that was my recipe for stuffed pasta shells with ricotta and spinach. That is going to be our dinner tonight. I'm so looking forward to it, and I hope you all enjoyed the recipe today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, thanks so much for watching everyone. Take care.